What's up, guys? I just want to start this off by saying I apologize to my wife for making a decision without her, and it really is not going to work out well for me, it seems. So just to back up and give you the full story here real quick, I have been thinking long and hard about getting a Mustang. I've had Mustangs in the past. I love Mustangs. And, you know, watching these guys on YouTube like rebuilderguy and Samcrac and the goonZsquad, you know, even Rich Rebuilds, you know, they all have motivated me to seriously consider buying a salvage title vehicle from Copart. Seems like you can save a lot of money. I don't mind the wrenching. I'm not the most proficient at body work, but you know, I have a couple of friends who do that pretty proficiently, and a little bit out of focus there, but I don't mind. So I went hunting and I found a 2010 Mustang GT convertible on Copart. 2010 is kind of a weird crossover year. It is still considered to be an S197, but they did a body restyle on it. 2010 was the last year of a 4.63 valve. 2011 was the first year of a 5 liter. Of course, I wanted a 5 liter, but I also want a GT350, but really wasn't, I guess, in the budget. So the 5 liters seem to be commanding a premium. I think a lot of people are buying salvaged 5 liters because, heck, even if you don't fix the car, you can put the 5 liter in a Fox body, you can put the 5 liter in a hot rod, you can put the 5 liter in an F100, and you've already got the wiring harness and control pack and the transmission. So I think a lot of people have realized that, and they're really seizing these cars on Copart for just the engine and transmission. So anyway, the 2010 was the body style I really liked, which was the 2010 through 2014 body style. But like I said, I really didn't want to pay the premium for a 5 liter. And I figured I could always do a 5 liter swap later because I know people who have done them. So I thought that 2010 might be a good value because the 4.63 valve is still a good motor. It makes a good noise, and I like the body style. And those are the things that really matter to me. It makes a good noise. I'm not a street racer. I'm not a drag racer. I don't care to go out there and win the race in a quarter mile. I just want it to sound good, look good, and go down the road. And so I found a 2010 white GT convertible, and it was a flood damaged vehicle, but it was very very poorly listed, let's say that. It was in Connecticut, New Haven, Connecticut, and I was the first bidder, and I think my opening bid was, I think, $500, $800, something like that. I originally put $1,200 on it, and I was just like, kind of like, you know what? I'm going to throw an arbitrary amount on there. If I get it, great. If I lose it or I don't get it, then, you know, no big deal, because I really would like to have a 5 liter, but once again, I knew that wasn't going to happen. So anyway, I bid $1,200 as my top bid, and somebody outbid me $1,250. And so I got, you know, that auction bug. I know I've done it many times on eBay. This is my first Copart experience though, but I got that auction bug where I said, well, I'll just bump it up a little more, a little more, a little more. And eventually, his bid, the other bidder's bid, topped out, I think it's $1,700, $1,750, something like that. And then I grabbed the top spot with $1,850. And I put a few hundred more dollars on my top bid just to make sure that I had a little buffer in there. But I was like, you know what? It's not going to matter. I'm not going to get it. I've bid on probably 25 other cars over the last year and a half. Some Focus RSs, some Focus STs, and I've always lost. I've always lost by a couple $100. So, I felt like 1850 was like such a arbitrary amount that there's no way I was going to win it for that. So, come auction day, I was actually at the Chrysler dealership getting my wife's oil changed and getting a key programmed, and I opened my laptop, connected to the Wi-Fi, and it said bidding on this lot is 5 minutes away. So I did some work, answered some emails, did some things, and came back. And when I came back, the auction was gone. It was already over. And I was like, well, it hadn't been 5 minutes. That's weird. So I clicked on the auction, and it just said the bidding is over for this item. And it didn't say anything about me winning. It just said auction closed. Because with Copart, after the auction is over, they don't tell you what the top bid was. Now, I know there's websites like autoauction.io that will do that, but it just said bidding is closed, and it didn't say anything about I was the winner. I was like, well, I guess I lost it. And so I clicked over into my vehicles, and it wasn't in my vehicles anymore. And I was like, okay, I've definitely lost it. I imagine if I had won it, it would still be under my vehicles. So I went upon my business, and about 20 minutes later, I get an email from Copart that said, congratulations on your winning lot. And then I got an email from my broker who said, congratulations on winning your lot. Here's the amount you have to pay. Broker fee, Copart fee, online bidder fee. I mean, I'm going to tell you guys, I've bid on Copart auctions before, never won. And I had no idea the amount of fees that I would have to pay. I knew there were going to be fees, and I knew Copart did it by percentage. And I knew using a broker was going to be a little more expensive, but I don't have a reseller's license or a dealer license or anything like that. So I had to go through a broker. And the broker I used is Interholer in Florida. I want to say it was, I can't remember, maybe Tampa. I don't remember where they are, Interholer, but they're definitely in Florida. Their website is salvagereseller.com. And I'll tell you, not a great experience. They were just chosen at random. They were on the Copart website as a recommended broker, but their phone number doesn't work. If you press 1 for English, it just routes you back to the beginning, and you have to press 1 for English again, and it routes you back to the beginning. Finally, I clicked 2 for Spanish to talk to somebody and got a person. Thankfully, they spoke English. But anyway, so I do not recommend Salvage Resellers or Interholer if any of you guys are looking to bid. But so herein lies the problem. I never told my wife that I was going to bid on this Mustang. I did tell her that I was looking at Mustangs. She has seen me look at Mustangs on Craigslist and so on. And she even made the comment of, are you going to buy a Mustang? And I said, well, maybe if I find one cheap enough. And obviously that was not, and she didn't respond to that, but obviously that was not permission to buy one. So, oh geez, sorry, this road's really horrible. State Department of Roads for the win. So anyway, I broke the news on Tuesday after I won. I won Tuesday at like 11 o'clock, and I saw her Tuesday at noon, and I broke the news to her. And let's just say she didn't take it well. She claims she was not upset because I bought something. She claimed she was upset because I didn't tell her. I didn't talk to her about it. I didn't tell her I was going to put a bid in. She claims she would have been totally fine if I would have told her I was going to put a bid in. And I told her, I said it was such a small amount that I didn't think that I was going to win, and I didn't think that it was going to matter. So I said I didn't want to get you involved and tell you that I was going to be bidding on this Mustang and start the conversation, and then you say, well, did you win? Did you win? I say no. And, you know, it would be a non-issue. So, so I didn't tell her because, once again, I didn't think I was going to win. Well, guys, that's not the correct answer. That is not acceptable to them, to her. Your wife may be different, but she still wanted to be 100% in the know. And so that was a rift between me and my wife for a couple of days. And then finally, on the second day, we talked about it again. And she said, well, because I was debating about whether to go get it or whether to pay somebody to bring it to me. And I said, look, you know, I didn't spend that much money on the car. I don't want to spend $800 more to have it transported, because that's around half of what I paid for it. And she goes, well, I don't even know how much you paid for it. And I said, well, $1,850. And for some reason, that was a complete relief to her. She was like, I thought you'd spent like $5,000 or $6,000. Well, you never asked me how much I spent. So, you know, if you don't include your wife in those kinds of conversations, you know, women in general, and I'm not saying this to bash women at all, but women in general, if they don't know the facts, they will make up the facts. They will assume the facts. And I guess that's not a statement towards women. I guess humans in general, if they don't know the facts, they will make up the facts. So she had assumed it was a large amount of money, and I kept saying, well, it was such a small amount of money. Well, to her, I guess she's thinking, well, if I'd bought one that wasn't salvaged, it would have been 20 grand, so I must have spent 5 grand. So when she found out it was only $1,850, total relief. Oh, we're good to go. So, but anyway, so just look, this is, so far it's been a good experience, except for salvagereseller.com, which was fine. It was fine. I just don't feel like they earned their money because I couldn't even reach them when I wanted to. But they did do their job at the end of the day. They did get the money, and they did release the car. So, but, you know, an $1,800 Mustang is not worth half my stuff and being kicked out of my house and not being able to see my kids. So, you know, this is gonna be a fun adventure, I feel like. And the last thing I want my wife to do is to resent the car or resent me. You know, I don't want me to be spending time wrenching on the car, or to want to take her out on a date in the car and she resents the car because, you know, the situation. So I you know, I apologize profusely. I told her it wouldn't happen again. I wouldn't do this without her permission ever again, or at least telling her. I don't even, you know, men, we're charged to be leaders, and it's fine to lead, but a lot of times your wife or your girlfriend just wants to have a conversation about it. They don't want to tell you no, and they know you don't really want to ask for permission, but they at least want to be in the know. So, don't let an $1,800 Mustang cost you $100,000 in child support. That's my only point. So anyway, this is going to be a great adventure. So far, so good on this Mustang. When I get it, we're going to do a video on getting it, and I'm going to show you the condition it's in and kind of what my general thoughts are, and we'll go from there. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoy everything, and we will see you next time.